Hello and welcome to the Living Scary Podcast.
The podcast where we talk about real-to-real horror so you can live vicariously through us.
A spoonful of cocaine helps the medicine go down. Logan and I like to watch and talk about horror movies.
And I am the taxidermy corpse of a bear that's featured in Waylon Jennings' house, McCall, and I like to talk about true crime and murder.
Yeah!
Yay! We're talking about the Coke Bear! Woo!
Yeah, we're talking about it. We are talking about the cocaína. Osito de cocaína.
Would you consider the Cocaine Bear to be a horror movie?
Absolutely fucking not.
Okay. Well, you would consider it to be garbage, it sounds like, but...
I don't know.
Logan got mad.
I didn't get mad.
You're making a mad face.
I didn't like it. But Charlie loved it. My boyfriend Charlie, he loved it and is borderline obsessed with it.
So it's worth it.
Yeah. So, as long as he enjoyed it, I'm okay. And also the theater up here that we go to is really nice. It has like those love seats so we can
I love
we
those.
can like cuddle. It has like the thing we can like move up the armrest so you can like cuddle on each other.
That's cute.
It was nice.
I would be worried about people fucking in those. Is that silly?
I don't know. Maybe
if I owned
wouldn't.
that, do you know how many people just like, it's a dark theater? Like, I don't want to make it easier for people to make it gross.
I heard a story once of an individual. This is like, it's no one we know. It was someone on a podcast. They were talking about it.
Dang.
And they were talking about how like they knew someone who went on a date with this guy, and this guy was like, "Hey, I'm into public stuff," and they're like, "Okay, well, let's go to the movie theater," because they were thinking like, "Oh, it's dark, it'll be fine." And they were like, "Okay, we'll do that." And so they went into the movie theater, and the guy sat down, and then the guy who was into the public stuff in the movie theater unbuttons his pants, pulls his pants down to the ankles, and sits in the seat.
No.
I'm like, I'm sorry.
Like a kindergartner peeing in the bathroom.
Like your dirty bum. Like there is so much nastiness on those seats.
There's so much nastiness on those seats.
Who knows how often those seats actually fucking get
fucked on.
Not just fucked on, pissed on, as some of us are aware of.
Are you making fun of me because I pissed in the chair one time? I was a child. I didn't want to miss the Grinch. It was that funny. Well, it made me piss my pants.
The best part about that was you peed in the seat and then sat on Dad's lap, but like played it off like, "Oh, I'm Daddy's little girl. Can I sit in Daddy's lap?" You knew exactly what you were doing.
I'm just getting away from the piss. Oh my God. Oh, it was a good movie. Okay. I'm sorry. The Grinch is great.
I just got back from the gym, so my endorphins are like on high right now.
Oh, so you're feeling good?
I'm feeling good.
Happy people just don't kill their husbands. They just don't.
I've been going to the gym now for the last 2 weeks. We'll see if I can keep it up. 3 times is the goal. 4 times if I can do it.
4 times ever, or like in a week, or
in a week, like three times, 3 times in a month. That's it. No, per week, like 3 times is the goal. 4 times if I can make it. But I realized that when I moved to Fargo, I went through all of my clothes and I threw away a lot of clothes that didn't fit. My stupid self, though, didn't realize that a lot of the clothes that didn't fit that I threw away or that were just gross were a bunch of my workout stuff. So I had to go and get new workout stuff. So I just went to the Goodwill and I just got some shirts.
Ooh, I have a... you finish your thing, and then I'm going to interrupt you.
I found one that I think you would like. It's like a pink shirt, and then it has a picture of a horse on it. Like a pony, like a miniature pony. It says, "I met Lil Sebastian at the Pawnee Harvest Festival."
Oh,
and I was like, yoink.
I want that. I would cut that up, make a muscle tee out of that shit.
That's my plan.
Oh my God.
And then I also found one that's and the reason I got this one, not just because it's funny in general, but because Charlie also has this shirt. So I thought it was funny that it was there, but It's just a gray t-shirt that says "World's Okayest Brother."
I like that. It's funny. It's funnier still that you got it for yourself.
Yep. And then I got just like 2 tank tops, and then I also found some cool shirts at TJ Maxx that I'm not going to work out in, but like apparently, I don't know, like there was so many horror related shirts at the TJ Maxx. So I got 2 that like, and I feel bad that I cannot identify, but it's like it's like, I believe it's Japanese. And then it has like a picture of Ghostface on it, kind of doing like the telephone look with his hands. And then there's one that's like a Japanese poster for for Halloween with Michael Myers on it.
I love that. I want that. I want that.
I really like it.
Okay, my story to interrupt your story.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I was pretty much done.
So Logan, when he came up to visit me in Minnesota, you guys brought those t-shirts that were...
Oh, yeah, The Evil Dead?
Okay, yes, it was The Evil Dead. It was their t-shirts for the musical?
Video game.
Okay, I got confused. So...
Well, yeah, I can see why you could be a little confused by it.
But they're special edition t-shirts for the Living Dead video game.
Yeah, and it was, so Charlie's sister... So here's where the musical fits in. Charlie's sister was putting on The Evil Dead, the musical.
There we go.
And they were given these t-shirts as a promotional thing to kind of boost the sales for their show, while also advertising the upcoming, and it's out now, but the Evil Dead video game. And then the Comic-Con that they were going to go to, I believe it was a San Diego Comic-Con. No, that doesn't make any sense because they were in fucking Nevada. But anyway, that con got canceled, and so then they had all these t-shirts, and they're like literally one of a kind. Like they were printed specifically for this con, and then they never got sold.
So here's my question.
Yes.
They are extra huge big, which is how I like my t-shirts.
Well, yours is because I gave you the double XL.
Yes, extra huge big, and I like it like that. And so I was like, this is what I work out in. And I was like, super excited to wear it. And I like put it on with all my workout stuff. And Brendan was like, that's like a limited edition t-shirt. Are you going to wear that to work out? And I was like, what? Not anymore. You ruined my fun. So now I don't know if I should wear it or not.
I don't know, because I'm in the same boat. I have a couple and I don't want to wear them because I don't want to ruin them. But
I want to wear it so badly. So I don't know.
Because it's cool.
It's
cool. A cool shirt.
And when I work out, I want people to be like, wow, she's cool. So I don't know. Anyway, what are you talking about? We haven't ever touched on it at all yet.
I was saying, well, as we were talking about before, I will be talking about the Cocaine Bear movie. That came out here this year. Yeah, it sure did. Just give a wild guess who the director is here.
I already know it.
Oh, you already know it's Elizabeth Banks?
Elizabeth Banks.
And I was like, really? Elizabeth Banks? You just, I mean...
I love that bitch.
I love her too, but there's part of me that's like, well, I guess, if you're rich and don't have much else to do, like, why not make a movie about it?
I'm interested on why this sperm, like what, why this movie?
What spoke to her about this movie?
I don't know why Legally Blonde has encroached so much on my words today, but
it has. This so is like the far second
I've
one.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't, because I was like doing research on the actual incident, and I was like, oh, it's nothing. The bear doesn't do anything; it just dies. So that's
don't
a weird.
Give your part away.
I have more stuff. Spoiler alert: the bear dies.
The bear fucking dies.
Bears aren't supposed to do a kilo of cocaine.
But yeah, this movie was made this year. Came out fairly recently. Charlie and I went to go see it in the movie theater. I'm not going to lie. I only know like a couple people who are in this movie.
Oh.
So our top cast is Kerry Russell, Alden. Oh no. Aaron Rich, Shay Jackson Jr. One of the ones that I know is Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta, he's dead.
Yeah, he died recently. He died a week after this movie came out. I think that says
wild.
Something. But
you think the cocaine bear killed him, or
yeah? No, I think. Oh, hey, Ray Liotta. What's her name? Oh, you see, I called you Ray Liotta because your skin resembles a decorative autumn squash.
Rip in peace, Ray Liotta.
Yeah. I guess the other people that I really know are Margot Martindale. She does a lot of character acting, so it's like I don't think you know anything of her directly, but I feel like you would have seen her. She does a lot of voice acting too.
That lady that's in BoJack Horseman, and yes, it fucking is.
She is.
All right, there it is. There we go. That's how I know her.
And then Jesse Tyler Ferguson is in this from Modern Family.
Yeah, I love that guy.
And it's funny because he comes in this, and I was like, I looked at him in this, and I was like, is that the guy? Because I couldn't remember his name off the top of my head. I was like, is that the guy from? Is that the guy from Modern Family? And Charlie was like, I don't know.
Looks different. Like,
well, I think he's definitely wearing a bad wig.
He
also looks like they put him in a fat suit or something.
Yeah, like he looks like they put him in a fat suit. And is there a reason for that? Like in the movie?
No.
Oh,
I mean, he dies.
Funnier if he's,
I guess,
bigger. I don't know.
And then basically there's a lot of other people. Oh, another person that I know, and you might know if you watch like any Vines or those like short, it's like a guy named Scott Seiss. The thing that he's known for on like these things, he's like does like the retail thing where he's like, I'm gonna go tell your manager and I'm gonna get you fired. And he's like, and then it like zooms in on him. He was like, please do. I don't like this job. Like, and he like kind of he does a lot of those things for retail videos.
I feel like you've shown me him.
Yeah.
Like he sounds familiar.
But yeah, that's kind of our cast that we're dealing with, along with a couple other people.
Who's the bear?
The bear is a CGI bear. And so it always
never a real bear?
Weird. Nope.
Aw.
It's a CGI bear.
I wanted them to be like Bubbles the bear did a really good job.
No, as you can imagine, the fact that there is a CGI bear means that the bear is not seen a lot.
The bear is like the shark in Jaws.
Kind of, except much less well executed.
Yeah.
So basically the movie starts like with in 1985, we've got a drug smuggler, Andrew C. Thornton, who I believe is actually a real person that is involved in like the real thing. He drops a shipment of cocaine from his plane. He attempts to parachute out and he fucking dies. The body lands in Knoxville, Tennessee. And then eventually it comes to light that the local drug kingpin is like looking for his drugs. Meanwhile, an American black bear has found the cocaine and eats a lot of it and becomes very aggressive and kills two of the hikers who like the one he kills is like the woman Elsa. And they're like talking about what they're going to name their unborn child who is in her body.
Oh,
and then
my
the bear
God.
fucking kills her. And this is the problem that I have with this movie. And I was telling Charlie about this, where it's like, I feel like a movie like this is trying to be like, it's trying to be like a parody movie. Like it's trying to be like a Sharknado
or something Vampires like that. Suck.
Yeah, it's something. It's not even. Parody is not the right word. It's trying to be like a movie that like is. It's. I was trying to describe it to Charlie, and I feel like it's like I relate it to like sarcasm, where it's like there are movies that can do that kind of thing where it's like it's a stupid movie but it knows that it's a stupid movie. It's like sarcasm. It's like you're saying something sarcastically and you're trying to like get across that you're being joking about it. But you're saying kind of a serious thing but joking. Whereas this movie is when your sarcasm is so heavy that people can't tell whether or not you're actually joking. Like, and when they kill this pregnant woman within the first scene of the movie, I'm like, are you trying to be funny? Or am I supposed to be scared? Like this? Like, is this supposed to be horror?
Or just bummed out, really? Mm-hmm. I can't imagine. I don't love the choice. Let's just say that.
Yeah. And here's another thing. My God, for a movie that's called Cocaine Bear, I already said it. You do not see this fucking bear at all. Like, and the movie revolves around these fucking people that I was just like, can I just see people get killed, please? Like,
Can the bear just go on a rampage?
Yeah, like the rampage is fully like maybe 3 people. And actually, I'd say that I think the movie, the people who get killed, I think maybe like 8 people get killed in this whole movie. And of those 8 people, I'd say maybe 4 get killed by the bear.
I mean, compared to the real story, that's a lot more.
That's a lot more deaths, yes. So anyway, we got it's now we're in Georgia because I don't know. And then we got
they're close to each other or something.
Yeah, we got a middle schooler named Dee Dee living with her mother nurse, and we get way too much background about how this mom is like going to go on a date with this pediatrician. I'm like, I don't care. Where's the bear? And all Dee Dee wants to do, she keeps saying, like, I want to go paint the falls. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean, you stupid idiot? Like,
Dee Dee,
what the fuck does that mean? You want to go paint the falls?
You want to go paint the falls?
So she skips school and takes her friend Henry to go paint the falls. And I'm sorry, it landed in the Chattahoochee Okeechobee National Forest, which must be somewhere in Georgia and within biking distance, because the guy's body landed in Tennessee. So I'm like, oh, like
it was on the border.
Yeah. So anyway, they go to these children find a brick of cocaine. I'm getting ahead because this movie does that thing where it like will cut back and forth between things. So I'm going to give you the kids. I'll hop back to somebody else.
Okay.
Because we have another part of it. We have more people in this movie. Oh, no. That's about a bear, ostensibly.
Not enough bear.
Yeah. That's the title of the movie. Not enough bear.
Not enough bear.
So anyway, they find one of the bricks of cocaine. And Dee Dee's like, this is cocaine. And I'm like,
damn.
Okay. And then she's like, we should do some. And so she takes a full spoon, like what you would do to eat food with.
Why does she have a spoon?
I don't know, like in her lunch or something.
Just like a metal one?
And she takes a scoop, and both her and her friend do a spoonful of cocaine.
That's too much cocaine, Dee Dee.
Those
just
two
do a
kids,
line.
They would have died so fast. Like kids, they wouldn't have even had to worry about a bear. They would have been dead. Like, just from the cocaine alone.
Yeah, that was probably some good shit too. They were flying.
I don't know. But it was just like, so they don't die, but they do get attacked by the bear. Henry manages to get away.
Because he's super high, so he can run really fast.
And get this. Okay, so we watched this bear mercilessly kill this pregnant woman.
Yeah.
And instead of killing Dee Dee mercilessly, this bear takes her away. Never explains why.
Because it's a mom. It's a mama bear.
You don't know that.
I'd like to think that now that you said that. It's sweet.
So anyway, we'll hop back a little bit here. So now we also have, meanwhile, Sid, who I mentioned earlier, who's like the main drug lord, right?
Oh,
He's got a guy named David, who is like being sent out to go get the rest of the cocaine because Sid's like going to be in big trouble with these other guys, with these like the people over him who are going to like, he's like, they're going to track down and kill my family. So by the way, go get my son who's depressed after the death of his wife. And I'm like, you're giving me too much background for these characters who I want to get killed by a fucking bear.
That is so much information. I don't care.
Exactly. Oh, so the death of his wife, and then he abandons his son and leaves him with his drug dealer dad. And I'm like, what?
She was a bad mom.
And eventually David does manage to convince Eddie. I was like, what the fuck is the kid's name? Eddie, to come back and look for this cocaine because I don't know.
Why do they need the child to look for the cocaine?
Well, the child's not there.
You just said he had to convince Eddie to come look for the cocaine.
Yeah, Eddie is Sid's son.
Yeah.
So Sid is the big boss.
Yeah.
His son, Eddie, had the dead wife and the kid who he abandoned.
Okay. All right. You did not make that clear.
Who the fuck is Alex?
Who the fuck is Alex? I got it now. I think up to date, maybe.
No, here's what I will say. This movie has way too many names. for a movie about a bear who kills people.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You're telling me all this background. I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Well, it's not over because we also have a park ranger who's been having issues with delinquents at her place. So we're introduced to this park ranger and this group of delinquents and Jesse Tyler Ferguson, who's her date, who is weird. And
wait, is the park ranger Maggie Martindale?
Yes.
Yes.
And nobody's fucking died yet. And then the mom, Sari, sorry. I can't remember, Sari. I can't remember how they pronounce it in the movie.
Sorry?
I don't even remember them saying her fucking name in the movie. But I remember this thing about her fucking pediatrician boyfriend or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so she goes to look for her kid because she finds out Dee Dee. So we have all these people converging on these woods. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I have another party to involve in this mix.
No.
We've got a police officer detective who's on the case looking for this like drug lord's stash that's fallen. And he's also got like this girl compatriot from the police department who he's working with too, but he just goes alone to this place.
Like he ditches the girl, or
yeah, like he leaves her at the station.
He's like, menstrual periods attract bears, so I don't want you out there with me.
Right. So at this forest station, David gets in a fight with those teenage delinquents I told you about earlier.
Yeah.
And he ends up taking one of them with him and Eddie to go find the thing because he's like, these kids found some of our cocaine. And so this kid's leading him back to the cocaine.
Does he have him at like gunpoint or?
Yes. Yes,
okay.
actually.
There we go.
We have Liz and Peter, Jesse Tyler Ferguson. They go in and they find Henry, the boy from above, hiding up in a tree.
Ah, yes. Got it. Okay.
And the bear attacks them.
Oh.
And Peter fucking dies.
Woo!
After falling in a pile of cocaine, and the bear's like, time to go, baby. And Liz gets got just a little bit. She's not dead, but she's hurt.
Okay.
So that's 2 kills now for the cocaine bear.
That's good. That's pretty good.
Henry, Sari, leave and deeper into the woods because they have to find Dee Dee. And Liz goes back to the ranger station to call for help. I think the reason it's a little sketchy for me is because I did go to the bathroom during this part, and I came back at this part where Liz comes back to the station. Liz enters the station, pursued by bear. It was Shakespearean. Liz, so like so we still have the 2 we're still the other 2 like gang members, and like Liz is in the building with one of them, and the door opens, and she's like has her gun ready to shoot the bear when it comes in. The door opens, and it's one of the gang members, and she shoots him square in the head. So that's another death, but it's not the bear. So
not the bear.
For those of you keeping tally at home, we've got 2 for the bear and 1 for everything else.
And 1 for Margaret Martindale or whatever her fucking name is.
Martindale, exactly.
She's gaining on the bear.
But then the bear does come in, and he does manage to kill one of the other remaining gang member.
Woo!
And then we've got paramedics coming in because Liz called in paramedics, and they managed to get and save Liz after a brief skirmish with the bear. So no one dies from the bear yet. Liz is in the ambulance strapped to a bed, and the 2 very young paramedics are driving away, and the bear pursues them for what reason, I'm not sure, but at the same time, I'm finally getting my bear killing, so I'm not questioning it too much. There's ensuing chaos. Tom, one of the EMTs, is killed, so that's tally number 4 for the bear.
Got him.
Liz falls out of the ambulance, and her face gets absolutely skid marked across the ground. So that is 1 death for something else.
Oh, Liz is dead?
Liz dies.
Oh, shit. I thought she was the main character.
No. That's a fun question, because who is the main character of this movie?
Is it?
McCall?
We haven't seen the bear enough for it to be the bear.
Nope. No, we're led to believe that our main protagonists, in my eyes, are Sari, whatever the fuck, who's trying to find her daughter, and Henry, the other boy. And then we're also kind of like we're sympathetic towards Eddie because his wife died, but at the same time he abandoned his son. So I don't know. I don't know how sympathetic he is.
How old is his son?
That's another question. Probably like a little younger than, probably like grade school.
Right.
They like, I don't know. Like that is another thing with this movie is we never get it clear. Like who is our protagonist? Like who are we rooting for? Are we rooting for the bear? I wish I was rooting for the bear.
Most of us are trying to root for the bear.
Exactly. Do we count 2 kills because the woman was pregnant?
Oh my God. Yes, obviously.
So then I guess that's 5.
Good job, bear.
Well, I don't know.
Like give it like a half.
That gets into a grander debate that we don't want to get into. So I guess we'll go with 5. We'll round it up. 5.
Well, yeah.
Oh, and then we also have the driver of the ambulance who crashes through the windshield and dies by hitting the ground. So that's another 4 extraneous things.
For not working well under pressure.
Yeah, so eventually, Sari and Henry, they kind of are going through the woods. Eventually, they find Olaf, the camper from earlier.
Oh my God. The one whose wife died?
Yes.
Yikes.
And then he leads them to the bear's cave where Dee Dee is alive. I guess the bear didn't kill her for plot reasons.
Because it's a mama bear.
It is. It turns out it's a mother bear, and there are 2 bear cubs who are also addicted to coke.
Woo!
And in a weird, because so Olaf leads him to the cave. They go in the cave, and Olaf's like, "What about me?" And the scene cuts, like a hard cut, and he does not follow them. And then we find out later the bear killed him off screen.
What?
Like it's mentioned, like in passing, like remember when we found that camper who died, and then it cuts to his body. So it's like, I guess the bear killed him too. We just didn't get to see it. So I guess
Lame.
The bear has killed a few more people than I anticipated.
All right.
But I wanted more. Anyway, at least I wanted what it felt like more, because I'm sure like if you count how many people died in Jaws, it's probably less. But at the same time, they were meaningful. Whereas I don't give a shit about any, they were good, but I don't give a shit about any of these people being killed. In fact, I want them to die. Except for maybe the kids. They can get out.
But only maybe. So
then we have the grand confrontation where Eddie and David make it to this cave. I don't know. They must assume that that there's cocaine here. And also Sid now has arrived because Joe, the police officer that I mentioned to you earlier, he does find one of the bricks of drugs. And then he gets shot by Sid, who involves himself. But it turns out that deputy friend that he had at the police station is a double agent who is working for Sid.
What?
There's too much plot in this movie.
I don't care. Bring the bear back.
It's like, where's the bear?
Wait, when he finds the kilo of cocaine, does he do that cool thing cops do where they like stick their finger in it and like rub it on their gums? He's like, yeah, that's coke.
It's clean. Now I'm going to be high for the next hour and a half. So then the bear returns to this cave. It's barely an inconvenience to any of the players. Sorry, God damn it. Henry and Dee Dee survive by jumping off this cliff into the water below, because thank God there's water.
All right.
And then Eddie and David follow them. And Sid does not want to get rid of this bag of cocaine that he's found. And he's ready to fight this bear, I guess, about it. And the bear kills him. So that's another. He's
going toe to toe with a fucking bear.
And he gets absolutely wrecked. And then so one of the gang members survives. He goes and hitchhikes to New York with a duffel bag of cocaine that he still had.
All right.
Eddie, accompanied by David, reunites with his son, and Sarah, Dee Dee, and Henry all go home and live happily ever after. Although earlier in the film, Sid was talking about how all these people are going to come for him and his family. So I guess Eddie, David, and his son are all going to die fairly quickly.
Awesome.
And that's how the movie ends. My God. Ugh.
I mean, they also have to check the 2 kids into drug rehab, since they're going to be jonesing.
They're going to be strung out. But here is what I will say. Like you were, I think you said it earlier today. I don't know if you said it when we were recording. This movie has such a divide, because there is half the people like me who are like, wow, this was garbage. And then I know how I said it wasn't garbage. And now I'm like, once I went through it and was like, wow, this movie was convoluted.
Wow, I didn't like it.
It like I actually didn't. And then there's Charlie, who they found something really endearing and really interesting and funny about this movie. And so I think I truly like, I don't think it's hard to say because I don't think that I like to try to think that there are no such thing as bad movies. Like all movies go out, or I shouldn't say all, the vast majority of movies I feel like go out there with a purpose. They're trying to create art. They're trying to do something good. And there are some people who see that and there are some people who don't. And I did not see it for this one, but there is very clearly an audience that did see it. And it was very apparent when we went to the movie theater, and the movie theater was more packed than I have ever seen a movie theater packed ever since the pandemic.
Whoa.
It was so packed. I was shocked. I was worried we weren't actually going to get a seat. I was like, oh, weird. Shit. I know. I think we got one of the last few seats where we were able to sit together.
Huh. I would not have expected that.
There is an audience for this. And so because of that, we now have a movie coming out soon called Meth Gator. So that's where we're at right now.
I'm actually way more interested in Meth Gator.
If more people die to Meth Gator, I don't give a shit.
I want to watch that movie with the gator.
Lake Placid.
Yes, thank you. Now
I knew exactly which one. I knew exactly what movie you're talking with Betty White. And she's
Betty White.
If I had a dick, this is where I tell you to suck it.
I love Betty White so fucking much.
Any Golden Girl I love.
Do you want to pause it and get more drink?
I was speaking so much, I still have about a half a drink left. So if you need more drink. Okay. So then let's take a quick pause, quick potty break, quick refresh, and we'll be back. I got my dots. I'll get some dots. Like
the candy?
The pretzels.
Oh,
no,
okay.
Not those disgusting dots. Like that, those disgusting candies that come on the fucking paper that half the time you end up eating most of the fucking paper.
No, that's okay. Whoa. Oh my God. Those are candy buttons.
Those are candy buttons and those suck. No, dots. I hate those too though.
Oh God, you are just a salty bitch.
I love salty things. Thank you for commenting.
All right,
I'm savory, not sweet.
Dots are delicious. I love dots. Except for the green ones, which can die in hell.
They're too big and they are too chewy and they hurt my teeth. Oh my God. But okay, this is a sad thing before we go to break.
You old man.
You say that?
Oh
no. Mom got me she got me a big bag of Sour Patch Kids for Christmas this year. And I was so excited because I fucking love Sour Patch Kids so fucking much.
Yeah.
Every time I ate them, the next day, my teeth hurt so bad that I was like whimpering when I was brushing my teeth because it hurt so bad. I was so upset because I was like, what happened? Like, this didn't happen before I went to the fucking dentist. The fucking dentist cleaned my teeth and removed all the plaque that was hiding my sensitive teeth, and now it's just exposed nerves. My teeth have turned to brown bread, and they just hurt.
Oh my God!
And I could barely enjoy one of my favorite candies.
How do you eat them? Do you crunch on them like a maniac, or do you suck on them?
Okay, funny you should say that. So the first time I did that and it hurt my teeth so bad, I was like, okay, what if I suck on them? So I sucked on them. The roof of my mouth was numb for the next 3 days.
It sounds like you just can't enjoy this anymore.
I was finishing the pack and I'm like, this is probably going to be my last bag of Sour Patch Kids that I can ever have because I'm an old man with bad teeth.
I'm sorry, once you have reached the age of 9, you have to revoke your card-carrying membership to Sour Patch Kids.
Maybe if I just eat them with my front teeth. My front teeth weren't fucked up. It was just my molars in the back.
Your important ones in the back?
The important ones, the really important ones.
No, I have like really shitty front teeth and I have like killer good back teeth.
Oh yeah, no, mine's the opposite. I have
a chip in my front tooth now, by the way.
Really? What'd you do, you stupid bitch?
Don't fucking know. All I know is like it's the tiniest little baby, like, like just a little divot out. Like you can't see it, but now I know that it's there. So now that's all I see when I talk and look at myself.
Do you ever have dreams that your teeth turn to like dust?
I have dreams where like they just fall out of my mouth, like I'm Charlie from Always Sunny.
No, mine, like I have ones where it's like I feel like my teeth are like out of place, and like I go to like pop them back into place, and they turn to dust in my hands and shatter.
That means something. Something's wrong with us.
Okay, I kept you for way longer. You go get yourself a drink. We'll be right back.
Okay. I'm pausing. I clicked resume.
It's fine.
All right, sweet.
So I got these dots. Okay, they're the dots pretzels, but these ones with a Southwest seasoned flavor. What does that say to you?
Like barbecue-ish?
Something like that. Yeah,
I like a Cajun-y something.
That's what I thought it would be. What is not. It? I'll tell you what it tastes like. It tastes like, I don't know if you've ever had these Jimmy John's chips, but it tastes like the Jimmy John's jalapeno chips.
Oh, that checks out then. That's what I would assume. Like a little spicy.
See, I thought it was going to be something like a barbecue of some kind or something. So not that I don't like it. It was not what I was expecting when I opened that bag and I got like a whiff of like jalapeno. I was like, whoa.
Oh, I love
do like
those.
them though.
Can your old mouth tolerate them?
I was just about to say, we'll see.
We'll see what this does to me.
I ate a whole pizza this weekend.
I can't do that anymore.
And I regretted it.
Yeah.
The next day I regretted it. I was like, oh no, I should have just had a couple pieces and called it a day.
Every fun thing I do eating wise anymore results in me being in pain. So I just hate it. I hate it.
Okay.
Maybe we just have horrible eating habits.
And we're recovering from them.
I don't know. Like,
we have to develop new ones.
We were watching movies this weekend, and Brendan was drinking wine like a cool, responsible adult, and I'm like, I want something sweet. So I drank Angry Orchards.
Oh no.
I had 2, and I was like, my tummy hurts.
Yeah,
I couldn't handle it.
I can't have a regular Angry Orchard. I have to have the unfiltered ones.
What does that do?
They're less sweet.
Oh. I crave the sweetness though. It just like gives my tummy acid. Oh, but it was so fun. It was fun for about 15 minutes until I had pain.
Until suddenly pain.
The world is nothing. I am in pain and sad.
I was so blocked up the next day because of all the sheer amount of cheese that I consumed that day.
Any cheese is too much cheese.
A whole block of cheese.
I love that. Okay, it's my turn.
It's your turn. Yeah, it's your turn.
I'm starting. And
I might be muting every once in a while to have a dot.
That is fair. Surprise, surprise. I am doing the real Cocaine Bear incident. Bet you didn't see that one coming. No, you did. So I got my information from Wikipedia, obviously. ID Crime Feed, an article by Beth Brandon, and then a New York Times article by Amanda Holpuch.
Amanda Thrip?
I don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
I don't either.
Oh,
I heard it once.
I don't either.
I'm like a parrot that was left by a TV for too many hours, and I just repeat the things that I hear.
I said something.
Does that get you?
I said something recently that I felt was like a normal thing to say, and Brendan was like, "Why did you say that?" And I was like, "Oh, I heard it somewhere once." And he's like, "Oh yeah, you did your parrot like your parrot thing." And I'm like, "My what?" He's like,
"My what?"
He's like, "Yeah, you just like parrot stuff that you've heard like all the time." And I was like, okay.
By the way, I remembered Amanda Thrip is from Matilda.
Oh, all right. Well, as long as you can.
With the pigtails.
Us parrots have to stick together because
we are fully parrots. I will just be home by myself and I'll just be saying things that I've heard on TV shows or like on or something. Or like I'll just be home alone and I'll just like, this is dead ass. Like I know that in Trixie Mattel's like she'll talk about it, but I dead ass him also. Like I'll be at home and be like, oh, Riley.
I hate that. I'll just be on my own and I'll get like a phrase that I've heard before stuck in my head like a fucking song. And my sick, twisted brain just keeps saying it. And I'm just like, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we never saw Denise Richards again. That's also something that Trixie would tell.
God damn it.
Because she talks about this exact thing. And I'm like, I feel, when she was talking about it, I was like, I feel seen. I feel heard.
I feel personally attacked. I
love the fact that Brendan specifically called it your parrot thing.
Your parrot thing? And I was like, I can't believe that's such a negative. And he's like, it's not negative. You just do that. And I'm like, so no one has ever thought of parrots as annoying. And he was like, that's not what I meant.
You're putting words in my mouth.
I'm just saying a thing that you do all the time. Okay, back to my thing. So, Andrew Carter Thornton was born October 30th, 1944 in Kentucky. He joined the ROTC. What the fuck is that, Logan?
It's the military.
But like what though?
It's
ROTC. Go.
It's definitely the the Reserve Officer Training Corps.
Oh shit, you got it. You did it. I wrote ROTC and I was like, I wouldn't have to go into what that was.
I wrote ROTC and then in parentheses wrote look up later.
Figure that out on the spot.
Tell no one.
I definitely wasn't going to say anything because I'm like, everyone probably knows. But then I like get drunk and I'm like, no, I'm going to see if Logan fucking knows.
And I was like, and you asked me and I was like, we could have just skipped that. You could have just.
You bitch.
I was like, Ben Franklin, better to keep your mouth closed and let everyone think you a fool rather than open it and remove all doubt. And you just exposed both of us.
That is all I do. I just love removing that doubt.
I feel like it cuts out the middleman. It really just makes. I walk in the room like, hi, yes, I'm a dumb, stupid bitch.
I want to give myself agency here, okay?
I mean dumb and loud. Sorry,
it will happen again.
It will happen again.
So he joined the ROTC and then he went to school. He went to the University of Kentucky and then he dropped out. And then he joined the Army, which, that checks out. I remember
a lot of kids in high school being like, I'm in the ROTC. And I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Cool, good job. I'm in the theater.
College, like at college. So they're like, I'm in ROTC. And I'm like, on one hand, I'm like, do you? But on the other hand, okay.
I'm like, why though?
And also I'm like, what does that mean?
What is that? Quietly to myself in my head, like, I'll never know.
Oh yeah, the ROTC. Very interesting.
But he did Army stuff and he got a Purple Heart. And then he was discharged. And then he went back to school and then he dropped out again.
I was shot in the buttocks.
That may have been what happened to him. I don't know. But so he came back from the Army. He joined the police department in 1968. And then he became a member of the narcotics squad in the 70s, which must have just been fucking cool. Like, the 70s? You and I had
different descriptions of what cool is.
Well, I pictured, when I think of the 70s, I think of everyone as high. So I think of the cops not doing anything and just smoking weed. But that is not probably what happened.
At all what happened, McCall.
It's probably horrible and not fun.
It's not at all what was happening.
Nobody had fun. Everybody had horrible facial hair. And
really, I actually kind of like a lot of facial hair.
You like that facial hair? It's hideous. Yeah. They have
I don't like how everyone was so. I don't like how everyone was so thin. All the guys were so thin. At least that's what we see in movies and stuff. Like they're thin. They wear high-waisted pants, making them look even thinner. And I'm just like, if I was in that time, I'd be like the Pillsbury Doughboy, just but sutured into some high-waisted pants,
some stupid bell bottoms.
Yeah.
So he's got his bell bottoms on. He's got that cool pop collar.
No, late 60s, early 70s, that shit was Stonewall riots times. It was not good times.
It was bad. And I don't know. So he's in that time. So everyone's having a really fun time. It's not the fun utopia McCall is thinking of, apparently.
No.
No, it's bad. And then in the meantime, he gets a law degree, which I think is pretty impressive as someone who dropped out twice.
Yeah.
And that's, I assume, a hard degree to get. But
passing the bar. Well, who knows? Maybe in the 70s it was like have you seen like videos of like, this is a video of the Olympics in the 60s or something like that, and it's like them doing ass somersault, and then like a video of what they have to do now. It's like we're practically genetically modifying and creating super soldiers. Like,
yes, I do. So actually,
it's like
know.
maybe it's that where it's like before it was like, is this person guilty or innocent? And giving no other things.
They show pictures of someone as just racial profiling. Like, you pass.
Exactly.
It's a bad time period.
It's just straight up racial profiling.
So, yeah, I don't know. He's working closely with the DEA. He has his law degree. You think his life is stable and like going in a good direction for like a white man in the 70s.
Can I take a wild guess?
I would love to hear your thoughts.
It's not.
It's not. In the meantime, when he wasn't, I got really into like my narrative, and I'm going to just read a lot of what I said verbatim because I thought it was funny.
Go on, riff away.
He was when he wasn't busting baddies or learning the law, he started smuggling drugs on his own, all caps. I wasn't drunk when I wrote this. It reads like I was.
On my own.
He learned a few things and had enough tricks of the trade to do it himself, so he made some extra scratch by smuggling drugs. Okay.
By smuggling drugs.
So this, I thought was pretty crazy. It's not as crazy as what happens in Cocaine Bear, but like, so him and like 25 other people were accused of weapons theft in the 1980s around. So they were trying to steal weapons from a naval facility so that they could smuggle 1,000 pounds of marijuana to the United States, which is like, what? Like, that sounds like a thing that would be in a movie. Not like someone would actually try to attempt that, but he did try to attempt that.
He did.
He did.
And yet.
And it didn't go well because he was accused of doing this, which means he was caught. And then again, he's arrested as a fugitive in North Carolina because he was, doing all this fun smuggling weapons and drug shit. He's sentenced to 6 months in prison, which I think is wild.
What? Like, okay.
What?
Because he was trying to steal, like, was it, like, it was military weapons and shit, right?
He's trying to steal military weapons.
And they're like 6 months for that? I thought they would have been like, nope, firing squad.
But also, he got 5 years probation and a fine of $500. So,
oh, wow. Well, in the, in the 70s, that was like $500.
And then also his law license was suspended. So I'm like, why'd you work so hard to get that? I don't
understand, because that's not an uncommon thing where people like, why would you work so hard for that thing and then do the thing that could potentially end it all for the thrill?
Yeah,
the pure sexual thrill. Like,
I presume that at this point, that's against the law.
I would hope.
So, like, I don't know.
In my law training, they never said anything about stealing military-grade weapons and smuggling drugs into the United States. Never. It was all about racial profiling.
So, he gets out, and he's on his 5-year probation or whatever. And he is like, hey, guess what? I'm going to definitely continue smuggling drugs. Don't worry about it.
Guess what? I learned nothing.
I'm going to keep doing it. So Thornton and an associate fly to Colombia, where they pick up 880 pounds of cocaine. And they're like, let's bring it back to the United States. And so they're returning back to the U.S. on September 11th, 1985. And
an auspicious date.
Yes. So Thornton is flying this plane with a shitload of cocaine. Him and his buddy are flying, and I don't know how smuggling works, but they have like one of those like radios that tells you what other people are saying on that frequency. and they hear basically over the radio that the FBI is definitely tailing them and knows exactly where they are. And they're like, cool. What will really make this plan work is we're going to just drop all of the cocaine out the back, like in SpongeBob when they drop the load, and all of that picnic gear falls out. So they do that. And they're like, okay, now we'll just parachute out of the plane. Bada bing, bada boom. They got no evidence. We didn't do anything wrong. Law degree.
We were just skydiving.
We just let our plane autopilot itself into those mountains over there. So they just jump out. They drop the cocaine. They jump out of the plane. The associate that he's flying with is totally fine. He like lands and is like, "Hey, you good, Thornton?" And
in
Thornton,
the movie there was no associate. It was just Thornton.
I also don't know what I named him the associate because in one article he was called a bodyguard. In another he was called partner. I don't know who this fucking guy is, but he was fine. But Thornton is like, okay, first I'm going to duct tape 80 pounds of cocaine onto myself because I don't want to lose all of this cocaine.
Okay, they did do that in the movie.
Also, the plane is at a pretty low altitude. I don't know a lot about jumping out of planes, but like...
We are not airmen.
We are not airmen. But like, I assume there's a science to it. But so he jumps out of a plane with extra, like 80 pounds on him. And the chute goes and he just gets wrapped up in it. And then he just careens into the earth like a nightmare.
Like a literal nightmare.
It is terrifying.
Get fucked.
So he just torpedoes into someone's driveway. And then
that they did. Oh my god, can you imagine waking up to that in the morning?
Yeah, I know. I picture like a couple like turning into their driveway and being like, "Oh my god." But like, yeah, so he's like a Looney Tunes cartoon with his feet just sticking out of a hole. And I don't know why this was in every article I read, but when he was found, he was wearing Gucci loafers, which I don't know why that's important to the audience, but he had nice shoes, everybody.
And it was like winter hit Tennessee because that coke exploded over everything.
I mean, at least that couple's yard was like full
winter
of
wonderland.
Yes. He also had a bulletproof vest on, night vision goggles, and then about 75 pounds of cocaine, 75 to 80. And the police are very aware that there are more pounds of cocaine loose in the area. And so, and his
got
plane...
any loose milk hanging around.
Also, the plane crashes like 60 miles away in North Carolina. So he just like, he let that shit ride. Like...
That went a long way.
Yeah. Oh, he just let a plane go on autopilot and was like, I hope this lands somewhere safe. Like, it was bad. Like, you don't just let that happen. I don't believe he got his pilot's license. We should revoke that. So the cocaine that was dumped from the plane is now just sitting there appetizingly on the forest floor for any cool creature to come uponst. And a 175-pound black bear is just minding his own beeswax. He finds some odd packages scattering the floor, and he tears them open like the little curious scamp he is. And he sniffs the insides to see, well, what could this be? And he sniffed and he sniffed, but he couldn't figure out what it was.
And he went to space, baby. You gotta sniff it. That's how you find out. That's how you find out what it is.
He found out all of life's secrets that day, and he took them with him. He kept on sniffing. The authorities are searching the forest.
He found out the secrets of life. And he took them with him.
God damn it.
I'm sorry, that one really tickled me.
I'll take it. I appreciate
it. Okay. I'm sorry, go on.
Okay. So the authorities are looking for the stash of cocaine. They come across the body of a black bear that has overdosed on several millions of dollars worth of cocaine. They run an autopsy on the black bear.
And they said autopsy.
Autopsy. The autopsy was done by Dr. Kenneth Alonzo. He finds that the bear was flying. It had 3 to 4 grams of cocaine in its bloodstream, which I don't know. God damn it. You're just losing it.
It was funny.
And so the bear probably like snorted like 3 to 4 grams and it probably ate some as well because he's like, this stuff's great. The bear is then stuffed and then put in the home of country music star Waylon Jennings for some reason. I don't know why.
Why not just let the poor thing die?
Let the poor thing, put it to rest. But then it's also sold to the Kentucky for Fun Mall in Lexington, Kentucky. And I love the name Kentucky for Fun Mall. That is great.
Kentucky for Fun.
For fun. And you can actually see it there today if you want to see the
wearing
poor
a hat.
Taxidermy corpse of a bear. And I think they have like pretend little bundles of cocaine like scattered around it. And that is the story of the cocaine bear. It didn't kill anybody. It just had the time of its life.
It figured out the secrets of the universe and took them with it.
That poor bear.
That poor bear.
He just was curious.
He got his vengeance in the movie.
I appreciate that.
I also like how they totally defamed Andrew C. Thornton because in the movie he was high as a kite on his own product. He hit his head on the way down, and that's why he careened to the bottom.
Why he torpedoed into a driveway
like a fucking Looney Tunes.
Oh man, yeah, no, that is terrifying. But he also just was like, I'll let this plane just go free into the wild and see where it hits. Like,
yeah, hopefully it doesn't kill anyone. Jesus.
But yeah, so the real story had less death, but very similar in the beginning of how it happened.
Yes.
So that's cool.
Wonderful.
And guess what, brother o' mine?
What is it?
Got a sibling story that was sent in to us by a beloved listener.
Yay.
Would you love to hear it?
I would. Tell me the sibling story.
Love this sibling story so much. I laughed out loud, and then Brendan had to stop me and say, "What are you doing?" And I had to read it out loud to him as well.
It was one of those laughs.
It was so funny. Okay. When I was probably 8 or so, my sister Trina would have been 13. My older sister told me that the girl that I'd been looking at in the mirror my whole life was not actually a reflection of me. Oh no, my parents had hired a little girl to live in the mirror, follow me around, and copy my every move. Why would they do this, you ask? So I wouldn't find out how ugly I was.
Oh.
Yes, I was so incredibly hideous that an orphan child was employed by my parents to block my reflection for me. So I wouldn't feel bad about my unfortunate appearance. I wasn't sure if I fully believed it, but also it wasn't something I wanted to ask my mom and dad about, because if it was true, they might be sad the secret was out. So I spent the next few years occasionally trying to trick the little girl in the mirror so that I could see if there was any truth to my sister's claims. I guess it's nice how much my folks love me, even though I was a total uggo. Thank you, Tori.
Wait, older or younger sibling?
Older sibling. Okay. She was 8 and her sibling was 13. So
okay. God.
She knew exactly what she was doing.
That is...
God damn it.
That is ingenious.
I mean, there's that horror movie, Mirrors, where, like, I don't know what happens, but it's scary.
Yeah, that one's supposed to be good.
You should watch that one and then tell me what happens. Because, like, all I know is it's there's like a gif of a girl who's like looking somewhere else and then her reflection looks back at her and it's like, whoa.
You just described so many fucking movies.
There are so many horror movies.
You just described like Black Swan. Like there are so many movies where that exact scenario happens.
Is Black Swan a horror movie?
It's a psychological thriller.
I hated it. It was a horrible experience for me.
Okay, I will fight because I loved it. But
okay, well, I went to it with our mother.
Okay, maybe that wasn't the time to see it. Watching Natalie Portman finger bang herself.
Yeah, like just one-on-one with my mom. Like, ooh, this is weird.
Watching her eat herself out.
I did not. I went to I knew that there was like a lesbian moment, and I had to go to the bathroom because I was like, I don't want to be sitting next to my mom.
When you started sniffing that was coming up, you were like, I'm out.
You know what? I actually have to pee really quick.
Have to pee for the next, how long is this next scene?
However long. I like sat in the hallway and was like, okay, she's done eating her out. I can go.
She's done eating herself out.
But yeah, so thank you so much, Tori, for sending us that really funny sibling story.
Very funny.
Yes, quite. If anyone else has any sibling stories that you want to share with us and have them read on the podcast, we would love to do that. You can send it to us. Tori sent it via email. We have living... Logan's laughing. I don't know why.
I'm still laughing.
God damn it. Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Our email is livingscarypodcast@gmail.com. We also have livingvicariously@gmail.com if you are so inclined. But you can also find us on Twitter, on Tumblr, and on Instagram as Living Scary Podcast. I think on Twitter we're Living Scary. @Living Scary. Yes. But yeah, that's all I got. You got anything?
I'm trying to think of something. Hopefully you don't learn the mysteries of the universe and then take it with you. Bye.
Boo.